Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm S. Ravi Kumar, a certified solution architect and IT career coach. So from today, I'm starting a new series called Techie Tuesday, which will be published on every Tuesday. In this series, I'll be answering to your technical and career related queries. You can ask these queries on various social networking platforms, whether it is Facebook, Twitter or Quora. So let's get started. How exactly is the experience level determined in industry when you switch your job? So Deepak, the simplest way to calculate experience level is from the day you completed your education to the last job you have done. So like till today. So if let's say you have completed your education in 2014, so till 2020 you have 6 years of experience. Provided you have worked in any company in these 6 years and you have experience certificate to show to your prospective employer. So that is the simplest way to calculate. But if there is any gap, so it will be treated as a gap year. And if let's say if you get if you have completed your education in 2014 but you got job in 2016, then of course your experience will be calculated from 2016 onwards, not 2014, because the 2 years will be calculated as a gap year. So ideally, in simple terms, it would be like experience certificate, whatever experience certificate you have, the total of experience mentioned in the experience certificate is your experience level. Next question is from Ankit Matre. He's asking, is C# better than C++? So Ankit, in my scenario, I think my answer will be a biased answer that C# is better than C++, because right now there are many jobs related to C# in market, whereas there is a scarcity of C++ related jobs in market. Plus, yes, there are C++ related jobs, but you need a lot of experience and a lot of expertise to work in those jobs. So my in my opinion, of course, C# is better than C++ because it's easier to learn and there are jobs readily available in the market for that. I hope I'm able to answer your question and haven't hurt anyone or any C++ lover. But yes, my answer will be biased. So next question is from Mohan Subramaniam. He's saying, what will be the best free reverse engineering tools online for .NET and Windows applications? So Mohan, to answer your questions, right now I highly doubt that there are any .NET or Windows application reverse engineering tools available online. So online there are no tools available, or if anyone knows, they can write in the comment section. I would love to know about that. However, offline there are many tools available. For example, there is one tool which by default comes with Visual Studio called Disassembler. So or I think Disassembler. I forgot the name of the exe, but it is called as Disassembler. So I have used it earlier, but nowadays there are many free tools available from third-party vendors. For example, JetBrains have a tool called .peek. So .peek is again a disassembler, and then there is ILSpy, which is open source free disassembler for .NET applications and Windows applications. But again, if somebody wants to, because this is kind of a breach of contract, or you can say that you can steal the logic of some codes or anything. So if any company wants to avoid this thing, avoid reverse engineering their code, they can use the method called docfuscation, which can be done using docfuscator tool provided by a company. I forgot the name of the company, I'm sorry. But yes, using docfuscation you can kind of encrypt your source code so it can't be reverse engineered. but I don't think there are any online tools available for reverse engineering. I hope I am able to answer your question, Mohan. Next question is from Vikram Nan. He's asking, is Microsoft bad for software but good in hardware? So Vikram, my answer to your question would be that Microsoft is good in both hardware as well as software. Like, I would say that it's good in hardware and best in software, because Microsoft provides softwares for every kind of hardware available in the market. So right now, if you want to create any kind of software, like whether Windows or Linux or iOS mobile application, IoT based application, any kind of application you want to create, you can create using Microsoft solution, that is .NET Core and C#. If you want to know more, you can see my video on why you should learn C# in 2020. I'll give the link in the description below. Link in the description. Self promotion, of course. So yes, my answer to your question would be Microsoft is good in hardware but better in software, or best in software. How it is good in hardware is like Microsoft hardware is of course good, like Surface laptops and Surface Duo, Neo and all those things, like tablets, and these are better, these are very good. But the problem is right now, if you talk about in India, the support for Surface is very less, and if you face any kind of problem in Surface, you will it takes months to get it replaced or repaired. It is replaced, it is not repaired. Like, I had a Surface Pro 4, its screen got broken and it took around 1.5 months to get it replaced, and I had to pay premium charge because it was a costly tablet. It's at par with your Apple, you can say Apple iPad Pro. So you have to pay more, but that's why I would say that it's good in hardware but better in software. Next question is from The Confused Soul. He's asking, can I master computer programming languages in 6 months? The Confused Soul. So my answer to your question would be that no, you can't master computer programming languages in 6 months. Yes, you can become proficient in one programming language in 6 months, provided you have a proper roadmap, mentorship available for that particular language. Next question is from Ijaz Ansari. Why does Git so difficult for Indian developers? So Ijaz, to answer your question, Git is not difficult for any developer, whether it is Indian or foreign developer. The thing is that remembering all the Git commands are a bit tough, of course, I would say, but there are many GUI based solutions for Git, manipulating Git, which you can utilize. So whatever Git service provider you are using, let's say you are using GitHub, or you are using GitLab, or you are using Bitbucket, all of them provide GUI based tools to manage their particular repository. So you can use those GUI based tools to manage your Git repositories. Otherwise, if you remember the Git commands, of course it's very easy to manipulate. So I won't say that it is difficult for Indian developers or any developers, provided you remember all the commands. So since it is command CLI or command line interface, so that's why you might be thinking that it is a bit tough. So the solution for that would be to use GUI based Git solutions, which I personally use. Next question is from Ranjan. What are some of the most common or well-known ASP.NET Core middleware for web APIs? So Ranjan, to answer your question, I would say there are many middleware components for .NET Core Web API which are very popular, but the one which I can remember on the top of my head are one is like Swagger. So Swagger is basically used for creating documentation for your web APIs. So you can create documentation for your web API just by like adding some like couple of lines of code. So there is like Swagger. There are two Swagger implementation. One is nswag and another one is swashbuckle. So using any of these two NuGet packages, when you add this in the middle tier, it can very easily generate the documentation, and even you can test your web APIs on the web UI itself. So Swagger is one middleware, I would say. Another one is like for authentication and authorization, you can use ASP.NET Identity. So ASP.NET Identity middleware you can use for authentication and authorization. That is one. Then there are many logging based like middlewares available for logging, like nlog is there, and then there are many other logging libraries available which you can use as middleware. Next question is from Sidhesh Tulaskar. He's asking, why did Microsoft introduce .NET Core microservices? Is it more advanced? So Sidhesh, first of all, microservices is kind of a design pattern for developing services. Okay, so it's basically a new way of creating services where one single or one small service is like packaged in like in a single flow with complete DevOps cycle and everything. So if you want to know more about what is microservice, you can see my video. I'll give the link in the description along with the timestamp of the answer to this question. But like microservice, as I said, microservice is kind of a design pattern of developing services. Okay, .NET Core microservices are like, it's the term given to microservices created using .NET Core. So it's not a technology given by Microsoft. Microsoft gave .NET Core for creating various kind of applications. If you want to know what kind of applications you can create using .NET Core, you can again visit my channel and see the video about why you should learn C# in 2020. But like .NET Core microservices is basically a way to create microservices, I would say. Like it's the term given to microservices created using .NET Core technology. And is it more advanced? So yes, of course, .NET Core is advanced. So services creating using .NET Core will be advanced because .NET Core supports your multiple platforms. Like it can run on Linux, Windows, or Mac. Apart from that, it can run on containers also, and it can run as a self-hosted services also. So it is more configurable and more community support is available for that. So yes, it is advanced, of course. But as I said, that .NET Core microservices is just a term given to microservices written using .NET Core technologies. There is no such technology as such called .NET Core microservices. Next question is from Gaurav Kumar. He's asking, is .NET old technology? What new technology should I learn to be in the market? So Gaurav, yes, .NET is an old technology. That is like .NET is primarily like 17, 18 or 20 years old. So Visual Studio is like almost 20 years old. So .NET is also 20 years old. But that is about .NET framework. The old technology is your .NET framework, which is like right now, which only works with Windows. But when we talk about .NET Core, it is just like 3 or 4 years old, and not like 3 or 4. It's like just 4 years old, I would say. I think it was released in 2016. So it's almost 4 years old. And now .NET 5 is coming. So if you are learning .NET and .NET Core, so your knowledge won't be wasted. So my suggestion would be that yes, you should learn .NET Core in .NET 5 along with associated technologies like C#, Blazor. So it primarily depends on what kind of development you want to do, whether you want to do mobile app development, whether you want to do web development, whether you want to do web services development, or like server technology development. So you have to choose your path first, then you need to learn associated technologies. So if you want to learn If you want to go on mobile path, you should learn like .NET with Xamarin. If you want to develop web applications, you should learn .NET Core with ASP.NET MVC or ASP.NET Web API or Blazor. So there are various paths. So you need to first decide your path or your career plan, that what you want to do. Then you can learn the technologies associated with that. There is another question asked by Ranjan. How can I learn .NET Core in a week? Ranjan, you can't be a master in a week, but yes, you can learn .NET Core in a week by following two various courses available on like various sites. You can go to Pluralsight, or you can go to Udemy, or even on YouTube itself. You can like learn from various channels. There are step-by-step sites to learn .NET Core. Or there are if you go on Channel 9, which is like Microsoft's own you can say video platform. So there are .NET Core 101 courses, so you can follow those courses and you can learn .NET Core. But you have to spend a lot of time. You can't become a master in just 1 week. That's what I want to say. Next question is from Naman Gupta. He is asking, which laptop is best for a computer science student who wants to do editing, gaming, multitasking, and obviously coding for an Indian student? So Naman, there are many laptops available in market using which you can do all these things, and it primarily depends on your budget. But my suggestion would be that you should check for a couple of things. Number one, it should have good RAM, at least 8 GB to 16 GB of RAM should be there. Number two, it should have a SSD, not normal hard disk. It should have SSD, that is solid state drive. And number three, of course, it should have at least quad core processor, since you want gaming and multitasking. So multitasking is also supported by dual core processor, but if you have quad core processor, then it would be like better for gaming and editing. So so you should go for as I said, quad core processor, RAM 8 or 16 GB, and since you want gaming, so it should have a dedicated graphics card. So it should have all those things. So my suggestion would be to go for any gaming laptop, like Acer Nitro is there. Then I think yeah, Acer Nitro is there. That one is a gaming laptop. It's a huge gaming laptop, so you can use that one. But yes, that is a bit costly. So you can think about. That's the first one which came into my mind. I'm sorry, I don't remember rest of the company names or like brand names, but I would say that you can, but you have to check for these things. So your checklist should have a couple of things. That is, number one, RAM, 8 to 16 GB RAM. Number two, quad core processor. Number three, dedicated graphics card, not the integrated graphics card, dedicated graphics card. So a separate dedicated graphics card. Number three, SSD. So these four things should be there. So this was the very first episode of Techie Tuesdays. I hope you liked my answers. And if you have any such questions related to career or technologies, you can ask me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Techie Rathor. You can also ask this question on Quora. Again, there also my handle is Techie Rathor. Like, I'm Techie Rathor everywhere. So you can ask on Quora, you can ask on Twitter, you can ask on Facebook. Again, the page is Techie Rathor. Or you can ask here on YouTube itself in the comment section. Just say just add the hashtag Techie Tuesdays, and I'll reply to your questions. And the cutoff date for questions for next episode is like Saturday or Sunday. So Sunday till next Sunday you can like ask the questions, and I'll try to answer your questions. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this video, and for more such videos, do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Until then, bye bye.